Imagine a crisp autumn morning in 1066. The air is still, and the first light of dawn begins to pierce through the early morning mist. The countryside is serene, with the golden hues of autumn leaves painting a picturesque landscape. The tranquility of this scene belies the tension that is about to erupt. Birds sing in the trees, their melodies a stark contrast to the grim events that are about to unfold. The forest is alive with the sounds of nature, unaware of the impending chaos, but this tranquility is about to be shattered. Dramatic clouds begin to form in the sky, and the wind rustles through the trees, signaling the calm before the storm. The silence is heavy, pregnant with anticipation. At Stamford Bridge, near the River Derwent in Yorkshire, a mighty clash of arms is about to unfold. This historic site, usually a place of peace, is now the stage for a monumental battle. This is no mere skirmish. Soldiers don their armor, readying their weapons, their faces set with determination. The air is thick with the scent of metal and the tension of impending conflict. This is the Battle of Stamford Bridge, a pivotal moment in English history. The Vikings have landed. Their longships have brought them to English soil, and they are ready for conquest. They have come to claim the English throne. Viking warriors, fierce and battle-hardened, advance with a singular purpose. Their eyes are set on victory and the promise of new lands. But standing in their way is the English King Harold Godwinson. Clad in armor, he is a formidable figure, determined to defend his kingdom at all costs. He is battle-hardened and ready to defend his realm. His troops, loyal and fierce, stand by his side, prepared to fight for their homeland. The stage is set for an epic confrontation. The battlefield is a sea of armor and weapons, with opposing armies facing off, each side ready to give their all. The fate of England hangs in the balance. Who will prevail? The tension is palpable as both sides prepare for the clash that will determine the future of the English throne. To understand this battle, we must journey back in time. Picture a world where the clash of swords and the roar of longships were common sounds. This was a time of great turmoil and ambition, where the fate of nations hung in the balance. The Vikings, fierce warriors from Scandinavia, had long plagued England's shores. Their raids were relentless, striking fear into the hearts of coastal villagers. These Norsemen were not just raiders, they were explorers and settlers, leaving a lasting impact on the lands they touched. Now, a new threat emerges. Harald Hardrada, the ruthless king of Norway, eyes the English throne. Known for his military prowess and unyielding nature, Hardrada was a formidable adversary. His ambitions were not just for conquest, but for glory and legacy. But Hardrada is not alone. He has an ally, Tostig Godwinson, the exiled brother of King Harold. Tostig, once a powerful earl, had been driven out of England and now sought revenge. His alliance with Hardrada was born out of a shared desire to reclaim power and reshape the kingdom. Tostig, driven by resentment and ambition, seeks to overthrow his own sibling and claim a share of the kingdom. His betrayal is a stark reminder of the fragile nature of loyalty and the lengths to which individuals will go for power. The English king, Harold Godwinson, faces a dire predicament. His enemies are united against him. With the threat of invasion looming, Harold must navigate the treacherous waters of political intrigue and warfare. He must act swiftly and decisively to protect his realm from invasion. The fate of England rests on his shoulders, and the coming conflict will determine the future of the kingdom. As armies mobilize and strategies are forged, the stage is set for a battle that will echo through the ages. Let's meet the key players in this historical drama. Their lives and ambitions are intertwined in a tale of power, betrayal, and warfare that has echoed through the ages. King Harold Godwinson, a seasoned warrior, is known for his courage and leadership. As the last crowned Anglo-Saxon King of England, he stands as a symbol of resilience and determination. His reign, though brief, is marked by his unwavering commitment to defend his kingdom from invaders. He is the embodiment of English resistance against Viking aggression. His forces, though outnumbered, are driven by a fierce loyalty to their homeland. Harold's strategic mind and battlefield prowess make him a formidable leader. His opponent, Harald Hardrada of Norway, is a formidable adversary known as the Thunderbolt of the North. Hardrada's ambition knows no bounds. His claim to the English throne is backed by a lifetime of military conquest and a reputation that strikes fear into the hearts of his enemies. A giant of a man, Hardrada is a veteran of many battles, his reputation preceding him. His experience as a warrior and leader is unparalleled, having fought across Europe and the Middle East. His presence on the battlefield is both inspiring and terrifying. He is a Viking warlord in the truest sense. His leadership style is ruthless, and his tactics are brutal. Hardrada's forces are a well-oiled machine ready to conquer and plunder in his name. And then there's Tostig, the disgruntled brother. Once the Earl of Northumbria, Tostig's fall from grace has left him bitter and vengeful. His ambition and desire for power have driven a wedge between him and his brother Harold. Consumed by bitterness and driven by a lust for power, he will stop at nothing to achieve his aims. Tostig's alliance with Hardrada is born out of a desire to reclaim his lost status and exact revenge on those he believes have wronged him. He is the catalyst that sets this conflict in motion. His actions and decisions are the sparks that ignite the flames of war, leading to one of the most pivotal battles in English history. The stage is set for a dramatic and bloody confrontation. The Battle of Stamford Bridge ended with a decisive victory for King Harold II of England. The Viking forces, led by King Harold Hardrada and Tostig Godwinson, were utterly defeated. This battle marked the end of the Viking Age and showcased the military prowess of the English army. However, this victory came at a great cost, weakening Harold's forces just before the Norman invasion. Gap 2S. The battlefield lay strewn with the bodies of the fallen, a grim testament to the ferocity of the conflict. King Harold, though victorious, could not afford to celebrate. His men were exhausted, their ranks thinned by the brutal engagement. The triumph over the Vikings was bittersweet, for news had reached Harold of an imminent threat from the south. William, Duke of Normandy, was preparing to invade. Gap 3S. The shadow of Hastings loomed large. Harold knew that he had little time to regroup and prepare his forces for another battle. The weariness etched on the faces of his soldiers mirrored his own. They had fought valiantly, but the cost had been high. The English army, though resilient, was now a shadow of its former self. Gap 2S. As Harold rode through the remnants of the battlefield, his mind was already on the next challenge. The Norman invasion would be unlike any other. William's forces were well-equipped, highly trained, and determined. The fate of England hung in the balance, and Harold knew that the coming days would test his leadership and his people's resolve like never before. Gap to 3S. The Battle of Stamford Bridge was a defining moment in English history, but it was merely the prelude to an even greater conflict. The stage was set for the Battle of Hastings, a confrontation that would change the course of history forever. Gap 2S. Join us in our next episode as we delve into the events leading up to the Battle of Hastings and the ultimate clash between Harold and William. The struggle for the English throne is far from over, and the legacy of these battles still resonates today. Gap R2S. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more fascinating historical insights.